get out of the I'm escaping mindset and get into this is a reset. This is my new life. I'm a new man. I'm not eating GMO foods anymore. Anything under 100,000, under 6 feet is no good. They do like height here too. I would say that. I have to say that. But you don't have to be that tall. I repeat, they want family and not casual flings. Hey guys, welcome back to the Black Filipino TV. Now today, I need to get into this because a lot of you guys are coming to the Philippines and I just want to go over the things you need to unlearn before you come to the Philippines. Yes, you do have to unlearn some things. I did as well, and it hurt me at first, right? It hurts you to your core because when you're a foreigner and you're my age, you want everything to be the same. So I came out to the Philippines and I did a couple of these things. And I'm gonna go through the list of things one by one so you guys have it down. It's about 5 different things. So I'll go over those 5 things so you know this is what I need to unlearn because it's totally different in the Philippines. Let's get into it. One thing you need to unlearn is the alpha Western ego, right? In the West, you have to think. In the West, men are trained to assert dominance. For instance, you're dating a girl. She wants to make sure you have the date picked. She wants to make sure you understand the place has reservations. So you have to show dominance that way. Of course, you can't be like, come here, girl. Give me that. Give them goodies. But yeah, sometimes you may need to, when you meet a girl and you fill out, you got to say giving them goodies, right? Not the same. Also, one thing you do in the West, you're told to be an alpha, win the room, be bold, don't be scared, acting tough. In the Philippines, that dominance first energy is seen as rude, insecure, and disrespectful. Now, people here, they value humility, gentleness, emotional intelligence, and things like that. Like, the difference between here and there is kindness is not seen as a weakness. It's respected and also admired, especially by women. And Filipinos, they often interpret a calm, respectful man as stronger and safer than a loud show-off, right? Now, the cultural flip on that is dominance says, look at me, hey, it's me, Jay, I'm the man. But in the Philippines, this triggers a suspicion or amusement, not respect. Now, respect says, I see you and I value you. Now, that earns trust, especially in relationships. Now, with women, Filipinas, they're often turned off by arrogant energy and on guard around men who try to lead without listening. Now, a man who listens, speaks softly, respects her family, and doesn't try to control her, he stands out 10 times more than a loud player type. Now, that's why kindness... Wait one second, guys. They got the... I wish I could show you guys. That's a fire truck down there. They're trying to get through traffic. I gotta wait for them to pass too. Alright, but kindness always outperforms bravado here in the Philippines. Now, the deeper message. If you want to build real relationships out here, not just temporary attention, you need to let go of that dominance culture and start leading with humility, patience, and emotional awareness. One thing you need to learn also is money equals power. In the West, your wallet talks, but here, your character does. Look at what just happened with Vitaly, right? Guys, now look what happened with Vitaly. You notice he was going around pesting people before he got arrested? He was like, hey man, I'll give you some money. I have 1,000 pesos, or I have 5,000 pesos. That doesn't work, right? Now in the Philippines, you'll find some people won't have much money, but they won't really care about that, right? Because as I showed you, that goes hand in hand with bravado. It's the same thing. Because using your money, yes, of course, it'll get you looked at, but it doesn't last. Now, you're not just changing your location, you're entering a culture that doesn't play by Western rules at all. Now, if you're coming to the Philippines thinking your money alone will earn you love, loyalty, or respect, you're already setting yourself up for disappointment. And I see guys, I talk to guys all the time. They say, yeah, I got my Filipina. And yeah, I would say in the past, it's cheaper to keep her because it is. But, this is a big but, to a Filipina, giving her 10,000 here, 20,000 there, is a lot of money. That's not chump change in the Philippines. To you, it's only 200, 400 bucks. But to her, that's a month's salary. I repeat, you're giving a woman a month's salary. She may say, oh, I need to pay this bill, or I have this lingering over my head, and you give her that money, think, oh, $100, $200 is nothing. It's a lot. In many Western countries, your financial status, it definitely defines your social value, especially in dating. Look what they ask. Look what the modern woman asks all the time. How much money you make a year? Anything under 100,000, under 6 feet, is no good. They do like height here too. I would say that. I have to say that. But you don't have to be that tall. If you're around 5'7", if you even make 50,000, you are super rich in the Philippines. No need to care. And that's a great thing because you can ease your mind because it's like no need to worry about, oh, I need to make 6 figures to please a woman. What you make is a ton. So a lot of you guys say, if you're in the West, right, and you're making $14 an hour, in the Philippines, you're rich. If you make whatever money you make here, you're going to be rich. So money is not a concern. It's not an issue. Of course, every woman wants you to have money, but that shouldn't be how you lead your relationship. They ask you, how much do you make?
How much money do you have?
What do you drive?
Do you have a car?
Where do you work? Now these are questions, they do shape how people treat you. Often, the more you flex your wealth, the more attention you get. Now men are taught that power equals money and that women are attracted to what you can offer materially. Now in the Philippines, your money might turn heads for a moment, but it won't keep anyone's love or loyalty. Now people here, especially good women, are raised with traditional values, respect, family, sincerity, humility. Now, once again, manners and kindness comes into play, right? The manners and kindness, and also how you treat people matter more than your bank account. Now, a man with money but no manners, they'll smile at you. They're not gonna trust you though. A man with modest means but strong character and good intentions, that man earns respect for life. Now, in a dating context, you gotta think about it like this. Some Filipinas, they'll be impressed by a foreigner's lifestyle, but the ones you really want, they watch how you treat the waiter. They'll watch how you talk to elders, how you talk to older Filipinos. Also, they'll watch how you react when things don't go your way. That's a big one. When things don't go your way, are you gonna flip your lid? I'm guilty. I'm very guilty of doing that. Not all the time. I learned my lesson. I don't do it in public, and I don't do it in private no more either. God is working on me, y'all. God is working on me. But yeah, they want to make sure you don't flip your lid, lose your mind, because that can happen. Like imagine a waiter doesn't get your order right, and then, oh damn, why did he start throwing? Come on now. You're just dating a Filipina, she's gonna walk. I've seen foreigners come and go, and also they know money fades, but character is the thing that lasts. Now, if you flash cash, expect submission, you'll attract users, of course. And if you lead with character, you'll attract a partner. Now, what expats must understand is that you're stepping into a culture where status becomes behavior. not your income level. Now, a foreigner who listens, adapts, shows respects, and lives with integrity will win in the long run. Now, if you only bring your wallet, you're replaceable. If you bring character, you're unforgettable. I repeat, if you bring your wallet, you're replaceable. If you bring good character, you're unforgettable. Remember that. Now, back home, your wallet opens doors, but here, it's your attitude, your humility, and your respect that unlocks opportunities, especially with the people who matter. Now, I look at the brother, I forgot his name though, but he's here with his son, and he's going around helping Filipinos with their business. Yes, something like that could be kind of risky, but what he's doing, he's building relationships, and I think he's a good act to follow. Now, also, one thing you need to do here in the Philippines is unlearn what you think women want. You have to unlearn it. It's completely different. It's a different society. It's not like when you were back home. So unlearn that. But they want connection, not manipulation, family. I repeat, they want family and not casual flings. That's what they're looking for. And the great thing is some of you guys are coming from the West going, I'm looking for the same thing. If I could get a bad Filipina, even if she's not bad, get a decent looking Filipina, right? That will want to start a family with me because they always do. You're good, right? It's a match made in heaven. This line, it speaks to one of the biggest mindset shifts. Now, you got to think Western men, they do need to make this shift when dating or seeking relationships in the Philippines. Now, in the West, many women have grown accustomed to casual dating and emotional detachment. How does emotional detachment happen in the West? Women really believe, and they're fine with, and a lot of guys may not know, but a lot of women are racking up bodies, so they're definitely emotionally detached. In the Philippines, you may be a 30-year-old Filipina who's a virgin, or a 25-year-old that's a virgin, right? Night and day. I'm not saying it's like that 100%, but you'll find that more because they don't believe that's the top priority. Men are often taught game strategies to manipulate attraction, play psychological tricks, or win over women through tactics instead of truth. Now, the dating world, it's often a battlefield of who can outplay who. Emotional vulnerability is seen as weakness. Now, even people, when they say they want love, what they often settle for is attention, validation, or situationships. Now, in the Philippines, the woman, especially the ones rooted in traditional values, like the province Filipinas, are not interested in games at all. Now, they're raised to value connection, loyalty, commitment, and of course family, and they're not impressed at all with players or men who talk smooth but don't show consistent effort. Now, I gotta tell you guys know my story, right? My wife, that's my wife's issue. She didn't date anyone at all in the Philippines. When she started dating, she dated online. And one reason why she was scared to date Filipinos, because she heard of all the horror stories. And yes, a lot of Filipinas go to the horror stories. Of course, she could have found someone. Anybody can find someone. But she heard so many horror stories on the radio that she was scared to death. Yes, she was scared to deal with a Filipino. Just like it happens in the West, right? You see modern women talking on TikTok, and they're talking, and you will have some women in the West that are scared to deal with a man. It happens, but that's what happened with her. Now, when dating, you definitely have to be upfront about your intentions. If you want something serious, say it. If you're not ready, don't pretend. Now, you have to understand that mindset. Most are not chasing a situationship. They're hoping to build a family. Now, there are some that you can linger and play around with, and they may be desperate because they may not be into you. They may be into what you can provide for them. So be on the lookout for that too. The best thing you can do in the Philippines is to show up as a man with pure intentions. Not perfect, but honest. Now out here, women aren't looking to be played. They're looking to build with someone real. Now, one thing you have to do also, unlearn talking too much and not listening. Now, you know in the West, men talk to impress and Filipinos listen to understand. Now, this line is about communication culture, and it gets to the heart of one of the biggest unspoken clashes between Western men and Filipino women. Now, it's not just what you say, it's also how and why you say it and how she receives it. That's the big thing. Like when I first started talking to my lady, she understood English to the T, but she didn't understand certain, what do you call that? When you talking slang, she didn't understand certain slang words or certain phrases, right? She didn't understand. It took her a while to learn it. So when I said certain things, she's like, she got mad. I'm like, hello, why are you getting mad? I didn't say nothing wrong. But yeah, you got to talk in plain English so they can understand. In the West, it's all about performing. Now, it trains men to use conversation as a stage. Of course, as a man, you have to prove your value, sell yourself, showcase your status, dominate the conversation. Now, Western men, some of us, not all of us, we get caught up in talking with the intent to impress, brag, subtly, and tell stories to elevate the image, or constantly insert their opinion to be the alpha in the room. Now, even when dating, men are trained to talk their way into her interests. It's a performance and not a connection at all. In the Philippines, listening equals respect. Now, Filipinos, especially those raised with traditional values, are taught to listen first. Great thing. That's a great thing. Every man wants this. Men want a woman who's going to listen to them first, right? Listen without talking. Listen and understand. Isn't that someone you can teach? Is that someone that sounds like someone you can be with? Because back home, talk, blah, 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 blah. Here, they're listening to understand so they can react. And when you notice that, then you start to slow down and say, okay, I'm going to a place. I'm going from fast to slow. And everything in the Philippines is moving. Because it's true, because, they say when you're late, you're on black people time. That's what people say. But it's true. Filipinos run in their own time as well. Sort of like black people time. So things run very slow. So that's how the woman listen. They stay calm, listen. Now you do got some that talk. That my wife is talking with her sister. She talks her heart out. But when she's talking to me, I remember when I first met her, she would listen, hear what I'm saying, then react. What they listen for, the reason why they listen like that is they want to understand your sincerity. They want to understand your story, gauge your sincerity, and see who you really are underneath the words. Now, they often pay attention to your tone, facial expressions, and body language, and even what you don't say. Because your body, that's the thing, right? Your body is talking. So a woman's looking at that going, okay, I want to see how he really feels. So that's very important. Now, talking too much, especially about yourself, it comes off as arrogant or insecure. Now, this happens when you come to the Philippines talking to a press. Now, you might be trying to show her your value, but she's thinking, why is he trying so hard? Can he even listen? Right? And then what happens is you miss the chance to learn her story because you're too busy pushing your own. And you risk coming off as emotionally unavailable, superficial, or even manipulative. Now, the thing to do instead, slow down, give space in the conversation, ask questions, not just to get to an answer, but to show you care. And let her open up without pressure. In the Philippines, quiet moments are not awkward. They're normal. Now, speak with honesty, humility, not to prove anything, but to connect. Now, this is a mindset shift here. This is a mindset shift. In the West, conversation It's competition. Now in the Philippines, it's an invitation. And that's the beautiful thing about it. Now, you're not here to win a debate. You're here to build understanding. That only happens when you speak with respect and listen with attention. Now, if you want to be heard by a Filipino, you first have to learn how to listen, because here, the man who listens well is more attractive than the man who brags loud. Now, one other thing you have to do as well when you come to the Philippines. I see it here all the time, and I'm not judging those guys, because things happen in life. But you have to unlearn the idea that you're escaping, right? And that's hard. But not the way you guys are escaping in the good way. You guys are trying to escape the rat race. And these cars, these noises drive me nuts. But you know, you're trying to escape the rat race, and that's a good thing. But let me get into certain things that some people escape. That's a bad thing. It's not your reward, it's your reset. You come here to reset your mind. Now, a lot of men actually come to the Philippines believing it's their prize for surviving the chaos, rejection, or stress of the Western life. And they treat the Philippines like a vacation after a war, a trophy, a playground, a reward for enduring pain. If you hold on to that mindset, you'll never grow here. The reward mindset, this happens to guys. They think, I've been through hell in the West. Now I deserve peace, woman, attention, and ease. Or they go, I paid my dues. Now I can do what I want. I can get anyone I want because I'm here now. I've arrived. That's the wrong mindset. Think, finally, kick my hair down, my seat back. Finally, I'm the one who's wanted. And yes, you are the one that's wanted. But that's when you turn into a savage. And that's the number one no-no. Right? But because, yeah, you'll have your way. But that'll be on your name. You'd be surprised how far word spreads out here in the Philippines. And really, you only can go to 3 different islands. It's so many islands, but you can go to Manila. You can go to other places in between. You can go to Davao and Cebu. And, you know, word spreads. So don't be a player. Here's the danger. You can't come in with entitlement and treat the culture like a gift shop, not a home. You know, because that's when you're going to consume, but you don't change. Now, the reset mindset. This is a second chance to become a better version of myself. And also think, I'm not here to escape. I'm here to build and get grounded. Make myself one with the culture. Make myself one with the people. You know, that's when you'll find yourself happy with the small things. And I learned to be happy with the small things. Now, me, I still work like I'm in the West. I don't actually do work, but I do videos all the time, right? But my time is more together. Being here, being out here where the price of living is low. That was my number one reason for coming to the Philippines. The cost of living is low. And I appreciate it. And I enjoy it. I enjoy that for all of my bills. If my bills are high that month, it may go up to $2,500. Or if I overspend, it goes to $2,500. And that's way under what I make. It's good for me. Now, when you see the Philippines as a reset, that's when you stop chasing distractions, trying to impress everyone, and also living in survival mode. And that's when you start healing your mind, building peace, creating meaningful relationships, and learning from a new culture. Now, this country, it has deep values in family, faith, respect, simplicity, and loyalty. And if you come with a reward mindset, you miss all of that. Now, if you come here with a reset mindset, you absorb it and it transforms you. So get out of the I'm escaping mindset and get into this is a reset. This is my new life. I'm a new man. I'm not eating GMO foods anymore, right? I'm not, yes, you can say that. I'm not dealing with the woman like back in the West, but I'm dealing with a whole different set of women that you're looking to, make your own instead of being a player. Because then if you're being a player, it's like, are you one of those guys the woman in the West was talking about? When it said, oh, yo, you guys want to be players? Think about it. Think about it. You're consuming and still feel empty. But a reset, it'll rebuild your mind and also rebuild you from the inside out. And the peace isn't the prize, it's the path. The peace starts when you stop acting like the world owes you something and actually do a reset and transform yourself into the man you're supposed to be, the man you were meant to be, the free man, the free thinking man. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the video. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I felt like I had to address those things because a lot of guys want to come to the Philippines now. And you gotta change your mindset, right? Because you may watch some other vloggers. They never talk about change. And change is good. Change is great. A lot of guys may be leaving the West because the woman won't change. That's one of the reasons why I left. But the number one main reason I left is for a peace of mind. I came for the reset. Get yours. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video. Thank you for watching this video. If you like my content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you like my content, you can go to my Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. And there you can buy me a coffee or you can book a consultation with me. I have consultations for a very small fee. At the bottom of this video, you'll see thanks there. You can give a thanks and make sure your comment is highlighted, and you can give a small donation that way as well. Guys, in the description, you'll see other videos of my other content that's great as well. So you can be sure to watch my other content there. Thank you for watching. See you next video.